Hello everyone, welcome back to the workshop. Today we are going to be making a stainless steel drift. This drift is going to be used in enlarging very small holes to a much larger size. It is 6 inches long, or 150 millimeter, or mil if you will, by 12.5 mil, or ½ inch, round stainless. So, as you might surmise, it's a pretty simple thing. All we're going to do here is bring out the steel and start working it on the horn of the anvil. This is just to take and pull out that taper, just to start getting the end where we want. Working with 90-degree turns. Not much magic here, it's just making a taper. I'm being real cautious not to over forge this at this point, trying to take my time with it. Stainless is one of those things that is not too nice to hit with a hand hammer. It's quite resilient and tough stuff. So now I'm just dressing in that taper a little bit better. And then I decided to go ahead and leave out a couple clips. Made the video a little longer than what it needed to be. And just get this down quite a bit. And here we go. So after I've got this tapered out to where I wanted it, now all I'm doing is removing the corners, or I have already done that, and I am removing the corners that I created by removing the corners. Essentially it went from 4-sided to 6-sided to whatever that is, 16-sided, and then you round it up. The big trick here, whenever you're taking and enlarging a small hole all the way to a much larger size, you need to go up progressively in stages in very steady and even amounts and increments. So the drifts have to be quite long. Otherwise, what you end up having is you have a lot of sucking down, or where it pulls the material down with it, and you also can have stress cracking around the outside perimeter of the hole itself. So we don't want that. Now here's another little trick for drifts just in general, and I hope you guys will find this one valuable. The smoother the drift is, the easier it is for it to enlarge the holes. If you don't smooth off all the rough lumpy bumpies on your tool that it has there, you'll end up regretting it when you start to actually forge. Once again, it causes more resistance, and it doesn't allow the tool to easily move through the piece. So the smoother you can get this, the better off you are. Here I'm just using a little brass push block that I use quite regularly to just hold the material against the platen on the belt grinder. And if you look at it, that tool's slightly tapered on the end. This just helps me keep things consistent, and it matches the pitch, so I can hold it fairly squarely and get a good clean grind. This isn't needed. It is entirely possible that you can do everything at the anvil and then maybe finish it up with filing if you do not have a grinder. That is completely possible as well. Just try to get the drift as smooth as you can. It makes life a lot easier and leaves you with a much higher quality product at the end of the day when you get done drifting the hole out. So as you can see, it goes from pretty thin, about I would say a 1/16 of an inch at the end, or 1.6 mil, all the way up to the 12.5 mil, or 1/2 inch. And it does it on a very, very long taper. And that is what I really feel is key here. You have to take and make sure that it's a nice, long, even taper. So here I'm just demonstrating that once you know that all the bumps are gone, this is a good way of checking it. It'll start spinning freely on the platen as you press it against the belt for grinding. It'll want to kind of start rolling in your hand and taking off. That's how you can tell that you've gotten it pretty much ground clean. It wants to spin on you. And this is just an added step to clean up the 1/2 inch portion. Now, you want to make sure that you don't go overboard on cleaning up the 1/2 inch portion, because you clean it up too much, you're going to reduce, obviously, its outside diameter, and so therefore it's not truly going to be 1/2 inch or 12.5 mil. It'll be a lot less. So don't get too carried away. I'm not really pushing that hard. It's more just touching against the belt to take off the scale. And there you have it, a finished tool. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I'd be glad to hear from you. God bless you all, and have a great day.